Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Facebook and YouTube, Elizabeth, and Zoom, Elizabeth. Thank God we're still here on earth, breathing and showing our face. And those retiring, they're still getting up and get to go back to bed after. Thank you for joining us this morning. Just wanted to let you know that at 9 o'clock, we will close our social media presence and we will continue on Zoom from 9 till 10. Join us by getting your Zoom link. All you have to do is just go to elizabethvisionaryconference.org. And there'll be a link there where you can go and grab your ticket to come on into the Zoom room, and it's for free. And you can use that Zoom number, forever. We'll be there till 10 o'clock a.m. This is from 8 to 10. And we just welcome you today and welcome everyone. Today, your hosts are Queen Aduni, me, and my lovely dynamic sister, Danni Stillwell.
Ooh, Grand Rising, everyone. Are you Elizabeth?
Yeah, and our special guest is Mary Edwards. What's your new name?
Williams.
Williams.
Two very common names, Mary and Williams.
Isn't that a college? No, William and Mary's.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a college.
I have to tell him that. He'll
Yes.
like he's a college man.
Yes.
So he'll like, I didn't think about that. Thank you.
Well, we're going to go ahead and start with a wonderful, delicious conversation. Danni, what's on your mind?
Ooh, what's on my mind this morning is just really being in the state of gratefulness and grace.
Yeah.
That's what's on my mind this morning. A couple of months ago, I was quite ill. And when I look back at that as a life experience, I'm telling you, I'm so glad to be here. So when I say what's on my mind this morning, it's just grateful grace. That's what it is.
Yes.
Oh, and just being in the presence of all of this power. I mean, how could you not be shifted and changed when you show up at 8 o'clock for an Elizabeth session? You know what I'm saying? Yes. So that's
it reminds me, Danni, when I think about it, I was like, I think we're on our third or fourth week.
Yeah.
And I said, am I going to get tired of this? Are the sisters going to get tired? But every morning it's like, let me go to bed so I can get up in the morning and be with my sisters. It's like, Pam lives with us. We all live together, my husband, Pam and I. And, it's like you get up in that morning, you're going to have your coffee, tea, smoothie and me, right? And but you're going to be with your girls. You're going to talk about, I can just see everybody, in the kitchen trying to get their drink ready and just talking about, yeah, girl, I got to go to do this. I got to do that. And how's everything? How the kids, I got a presentation this morning I got to deal with and all that. And just kicking each other and having that prayer before you walk out the door. That is wonderful. Just wonderful. So that's what I look forward to. I don't think this is going anywhere but up and more.
Yeah, you have created a purposeful passion for the upliftment of the feminine spirit. So I'm just honored to be a part of it. And I look forward to, yesterday was so delicious. Yesterday was so delicious. And so I am looking forward to all of the days to come.
Yeah, and those who are new, that's what we call it. I just, when I describe it to someone, I said, it's just delicious. It's word.
It's delicious. Yes. As my girlfriend, the young say, you just want to take a napkin and just take, just dab the corners of your mouth right there, because you just salivate with joy. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Anyone else want to just join in and just say good morning? Just unmute yourself. Let's just say good morning.
And rising, blessed love to all the little drops of sunlight right here that I'm looking at.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Everyone, so good to be here.
Hi, Marva.
Hello, Dr. Mary and everyone.
Hi.
It is a blessed
Mary.
morning, for I am truly not used to, as of yesterday, May 18th, May 19th, I've been retired. So I have just started sleeping till 10 just to make up for all those 42 years when I had to be up at 5:30 to be to work at 6, 7 p.m.
Praise God.
So
Congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Congratulations. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, at least you get to go back to bed if you choose, you know? Oh my, Mary, you want to say hi? Good morning?
Yes, I'm so happy that Marva joined us. You all know I got married. I'm getting ready to celebrate my first anniversary, June 5th. And Marva blesses me. She's one of my writers. I have a writers guild. And she blessed me so much by telling me when she was a young girl, she had a dream of what she wanted her wedding dress to look like. Marva, would you tell them that part?
Yes, I had actually ever since I was 12, I dreamed of my wedding. That has not happened yet, but I drew a dress, how I wanted my wedding dress to look. And unfortunately, I've been trying to find it all these years, but haven't been able to find it. And so when I was watching Dr. Mary's wedding on Zoom, and when she came walking down the aisle, I just started screaming because she had on the exact dress that I had drew.
Wow.
That still gives me so much hope.
Yes.
And you know what? I had ordered
Absolutely.
online 2 other dresses that I had to send back, because they just weren't right. And so finally I found that dress, and it was white linen, and it was so beautiful. And it was, for someone my age, it was perfect because it kind of hid some of them lumps and bumps, and it didn't have the back out, it didn't have a low front, It was the perfect dress. And so I got so many compliments on it, but it was a simple dress. And I just felt like I was clothed in white linen going down the aisle. And when Marva told me that story, it was such a blessing. Thank you, Marva.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The
Oh,
connectedness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Deidre,
Yeah.
you want to say good morning, Grand Rising? She's coming. Pam, you want to say hi, good morning till she gets here?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Let me see. Mama Hetheru? Greet us. Hetheru.
Greetings, everybody. I just like to say, give thanks for a brand new day and another day to be with capital B and a capital E.
That's
To be
right. Yes. Yes.
Ashe.
Ashe. I think I heard Yana say something.
Yes, ma'am. Grand Rising loves.
Grand Rising. Oh my goodness gracious. Today is delicious.
Yes.
We got a good meal. We got a good meal from Mary. And always Danny has something wonderful to share. I look so forward to you doing a workshop or doing, Danny, you doing some of the stuff that you do. We have to just carve out.
Yes.
Yeah, carve out some times and I couldn't sleep at all last night. I mean, I was getting all these
All the things in your
ideas.
head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
And
Yeah, we
and
will do that. I'm feeling that as well. It's churning in my spirit. Yes.
yes, yes. So
Mhm.
what I'm talking about, sisters, is that I went to one of Danny's retreats. You know, what is it? Well, it was a weekend, right? A
Yeah.
weekend
Uh-huh.
retreat.
Yeah.
And it was so enlightening and so deep down in your soul, because she
Mm.
doesn't play. Okay, so don't come up.
No, I can't play. I can't. I can't play with this feminine energy. I cannot play.
Mhm.
We have been charged with
Yeah,
too much for this existence. I can't play with y'all. Now I like to play and
yeah,
have fun,
and we
but
do.
I can't play. Okay.
Right.
Like fool around.
I can't be fooling around. Yes.
And all I remember, I mean, not all, but the main thing that I remember is that session that you did, and I was on the floor,
Mm,
and you were saying, surrender.
yes.
God wants you to surrender. I don't know all what I was surrendering to,
Mm,
but I was so full that I couldn't fight it. You know,
yes.
I just say yes. I was
Say
just,
yes.
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes. And in your mind, you want to say, but not, no, yes,
Yes.
but not that. No, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah.
That's that
Yeah.
total surrender.
The
So
total surrender.
I
Yeah.
thank you. Deetra, you up now? I mean, you back with us?
Oh, yes, I'm here. I'm here. I didn't hear you if you called my name before, but
Okay.
I just totally delighted to be with you all this morning. And I wanted to ask Danny, is she familiar with Dr. Dorothy Jenkins? Because
That
I
is my
remember.
boo.
Okay, good, good. I remember hearing her talk about you, and I think I met you actually at her house before. So
Oh, wow. Oh, well, then I look forward to meeting up with you again. Yeah.
okay,
Dr.
good.
Dorothy Jenkins is my mentor, my good girlfriend. She
Okay,
is
good.
yeah, she is all of that to me. And as a matter of fact, she is my road dog as well. So we get out on the road, and wherever life wants to take us, that's where we go. Absolutely.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
She is
awesome.
my good friend, Dr. Dorothy Jenkins. Yes.
Deetra, why don't you, if for a second, put your camera on so that Danny can see who she's talking to?
Okay. Okay, hold on.
Hair
See, my
done,
room,
not, we don't care.
There you go.
okay.
Yeah. I know you.
Yes, yes. You did come to her house. I think you do massages too or something.
Yes, I did. Yes, absolutely.
What a
Yeah.
small world.
Uh-huh. A small good one. And
Mhm,
we
It
must
is.
not forget that. We must not forget that.
mhm.
That
Yeah.
no matter what's going on, the appearance of it may look stark raving mad. Stark raving mad, but it is a
Right.
good world. Yes, it
I
is. Yes,
see,
it is.
I see. Well, what you got, Danny? What you got for us?
You know, today I want to talk about passion.
Mm, mm,
You know, we mentioned it briefly, purpose and passion.
yeah,
You know, I took in part of my training at the Innovations Institute for Spiritual Development. We had an exercise for a whole week, and she asked us the question, what is your purpose?
yeah.
And I was like, wow, and I'm being kind of smart. I think I lived in this body long enough to really say what my purpose was. So she had each one stand up and say, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? And everyone before me, she said, sit down, sit down. And I was like, ooh, that sounded real good to me, but she's not feeling it. So I'm saying, oh, so until it got to me, I'm wondering, well, what is she looking for? What does she want us to say? What are the words that I can put together where this woman wouldn't tell me to sit my behind down, right? So, she gets to me and I stand up and I say, my purpose in life is to work with women and to awaken their spirit. And before I could even finish, she said, sit down. And I was like, oh God. So she went through the whole class and whatever. And then at the end of it, she says, you should be able to state what your purpose is in 10 words or less. She said, your purpose is not for you. Your purpose is a gift to the world. So I'm talking about all the things I'm going to do. And it never dawned on me that my purpose is what I'm going to give to the world. And so it took us all week long in process and exercises and one thing and another. And that week I walked away with a firm purpose of who I am and what I bring to the world in 10 words or less. And so my purpose is that I am a champion for those on their journey into wholeness and wellness. Awesome. That is my purpose.
Yes.
How I live that is my calling. There's a distinction there. So how I live that is by being a teacher and a body worker and a life coach or whatever. That's how I do that. But my purpose is to be a champion for you. I'm not pulling you into anything. I'm not pushing you into anything. What I'm doing is being here, present with you while you awaken to what it is that's in your spirit and in your soul to do. So if I encourage everyone within the sound of my voice, if you have not stated what your purpose is, and we always think our job is our purpose, you know, and it can be. It can be. If your job is your purpose in life, you are living in the sweet spot. Where, as you keep saying, Aduni, that we can do this and get monetary benefit from it. And that is the sweet spot that we can live in. When you take what is in your soul and your spirit to give back to the world and then get compensated for it. Oh my God.
That's delicious.
Isn't that delicious? Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. Let me just dive right here.
Yes. Yeah, let me get that last bit.
That's right. Get that sip of water. It is absolutely delicious when you can wake up every day and do what it is you love to do. And you see people who love what they do. All right. That yoga session that we had yesterday, oh my God, it was so wonderful. And I was so busy watching the sister that I was just like, okay, I'm supposed to be turning my head. Wait, okay, I'm supposed to be. I just wanted to watch and take it in because she was mesmerizing. Yeah. So our responsibility, and responsibility is just being responsible. Just being responsible to what God has for you to do. What is it that God has for you to do? And it is a good work in trying to awaken to that. So I have been charged as a champion to usher women and some men as a coach, and some men. My passion is the upliftment of women. That's my passion. I can assist and be a champion for anyone, but my passion is for women. And it's not just because I'm a woman, okay? It is because everything is birthed through a woman. even if women never have children. You know, we say, well, I'm not a mother. You birth ideas, you birth businesses, you birth visions, and whatever it is, everything is birthed through a woman, and we carry the rhythm of the world. So I would encourage all of us, if we haven't nailed down quite how to phrase that purpose, how to put it together in 10 words or less, you know, I'd like to encourage you to just kind of investigate and unearth some things, you know. And even all of those years later, my purpose has never changed.
Yeah.
Now, how I express it has shifted and moved, and how I expressed it, but my true nature and my purpose has not changed.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not changed,
Yeah.
you know. And so I just want to share that little bit, and it can be fun. You know, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, I say yes. I say yes to life. I say yes to experiences. I say yes to opportunity. I say yes, all right? Because if I don't like it, I don't have to do it no more. But I've said that I've had that experience, and that's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to try something, you know? I remember, have you all been zip lining? Where you go up and then you hold on to that thing and you zip down and you holding on to that, and all that's holding you is that wire. And that I kept looking at that for years. I said, I'm not about to do that. Well, I got talked into it by my grandson. You know, the grandkids can talk you into anything, right? Oh, Lord, I was the loudest one. When I got down to the end, I was like, yes, I want to do that again. You know, so now I don't say no. I say, I'll give it a try. I'll try it. And if I don't like it, I don't have to do it again. All right. So that I've never denied myself anything. Never deny yourself anything. You know, I say as women, I go a lot of places by myself. And you know, for years I've heard people say, well, I want to go out to dinner by myself. Oh, you went by yourself? I said, yeah. I said, so why would I not go and deny myself the experience waiting on somebody else to go with me? Why? Because guess what? It's a whole lot of new friends waiting on me wherever I'm about to go. A whole bunch of new friends. I have gone to concerts by myself and sat down and made friends with people I'm still friends with today. So why are we limiting ourselves to just what's familiar? To just what's familiar. And our passions are waiting for us, and we scared to go out there and experience them. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what is your passion? I want to know what is your passion? What is your passion today? What do you have a passion for? It could be for food, and unfortunately, I have a passion for food. I have a passion for food late at night. Okay, that's why I say unfortunately, because it's late at night. I just love the feeling of eating a good meal and then laying down. I swear to God, I honor myself. I honor myself. I love it. But baby, let me tell you something. I'm trying to get back to my summer body so I can, because I tell you, I love it. I know it's not good for me, but oh, I love it so. I love it so. So sometimes our 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 passions for something just need to be tweaked a little bit. Okay.
Discipline
Okay.
somewhere.
So right now I'm in taking more water and I'm not eating past 8 o'clock at night. Okay. All right. So yeah, what is your passion? What do you have a true desire to do? And see, the word desire means of the Father. You know, God has placed something in your soul for you to awaken to while you're here.
Yeah.
You know, and it is our responsibility to allow ourselves to be open to it, you know. So I just want to know, what's your passion? What have you known in your spirit that you are to do and you just haven't stepped out and done it yet?
I wanted to give someone else an opportunity to speak, but my passion is books. I'm a bookie. I love books.
Mhm.
And I have an elevator pitch. And I said, I'm a bookie because I love books. I'm a hooker because I like to network. And I'm a street walker because I'm an evangelist. And you know, Jesus, well, he did most of his work on the street.
Come on.
And,
Yes, he
and
did.
so a couple of years ago, and this is kind of funny part, I wanted some silk sheets. I never had any silk sheets. And I had slept on them one time, but I never owned any silk sheets. So I went on QVC and I bought some silk sheets and I went to bed early that night. I just couldn't wait to test out these silk sheets. Well, guess what? In the middle of the night, I had to go to the ladies' room, right? Fortunately for me, I had a 4-poster bed because when I got ready to hop out of that bed, I started slipping, you know, and I grabbed these poles and I was just slide right on off the bed.
Wait, Mary, you was on the pole back then?
I was on the pole. And so I added to, I'm a bookie, I'm a hooker, I'm a street walker, and now I'm a 76-year-old pole dancer. And the funny part is I was writing for the Michigan Chronicle then. And I said, I can just see the headlines now. Minister turns to pole dancing at 76.
Oh God. Oh, that is awesome.
Oh, this is life funny. Oh my
God.
You just
And
don't
you've
make-
had the experience, but you've had the experience.
Guess what?
You know,
I wrapped them sheets up and put them in my linen closet, and that's where they remain. That was the end of my pole dancing days.
brought that cotton back out. Huh?
that's right.
Well, microfiber is in now, but that's as slippery as I'm gonna get.
Oh gosh.
Anyone else want to share
That's
their
wonderful.
passion?
Okay, this is Deetra. I would say my passion is encouraging mental and physical health through the activities that I'm involved.
Mm. And what does that look like? What does that look like?
Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, I looked at the different things
Come on,
I'm
camera,
involved
baby.
in.
Come on camera for us.
Okay, all right. Hold on.
We're going to see your beautiful face. Yeah.
These, okay. All right. Yeah, so I looked at the different things I'm involved in, and the 3 main things I do is a counseling practice, the Metropolitan Detroit Diaper Bank, and the Sierra Club, which is, you know, a club that deals with environmental issues. So I deal with those 3 every day of my life, you know, so those are things that I think I am encouraging people to look at their health, you know. So yeah, so that's why I say that.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You are a true servant. You are a true servant to people. See, we all come here to do 2 things: love and serve, period.
Okay.
That's why all of us are here, to love and serve. And loving should come easy because we are love. You know, we just have to awaken to that realization. But when you look at what you give to those 3 organizations, it is, I mean, you are truly fulfilling one of the most divine purposes that one could ever do, is be in service.
Well, yes, I received that. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Well, welcome, Alita. We haven't seen or heard from you. You've been popping in. I'm
She's been gathering.
I'm calling y'all out this morning.
Calling us out. Yeah.
Calling you out, sitting
You
back
know,
there, being all quiet and stuff. And I
you
know,
know, Alita was instrumental
yeah,
for me when I began my spiritual journey. She was right there and ushered me into a new way of thinking. And I am forever grateful for her. We've worked together for years, and she is a very dear friend, truly. Not that I don't even want to say friends. She's a sister to me. She's a sister to me. And a sister from another mother, as we all say. And so just powerful in her own right. So I'm gonna let her speak on her own if she's open to speaking.
yeah. That's how I met you, Danny, is through the relationship with Valanda.
Yes.
And Alita coming to get their hair done.
Yeah.
And then
she is truly
brought me to you to the
workshop. Yeah. She is a gatherer of spirits. That's what she is.
Yes. Yeah.
I like that. A gatherer of spirits.
A gatherer of spirit. Yes.
Yeah. I will assume that moniker.
Oh, yes. Yes. And you wear it well.
Yes. Thank you.
You wear it well.
Yeah.
And they're all different. You would think that if you're gathering people, they would all be the same, you know, and we're all assorted nuts. You know what I'm saying? And
Sure.
we are all truly assorted nuts. Yes.
Alita, are you able to put your camera on so we can see you?
I don't know if I want you to see how beautiful I am this morning.
Oh. It is sisterhood now.
I know, right?
Where is my video? Okay.
Oh, yes. Oh, I love it.
Oh, look at that.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, bring your camera down, baby.
Oh, okay.
You see the top of your head. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, you look lovely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just coming in, so I'm missing. What are you all talking about? I'm missing.
Oh, your passion. What is your passion? What do you have a passion for that you may not have stepped into, or you know, what is your passion? What is your soul's passion?
Interesting, because I have been wandering around, it seemed like forever, trying to figure that out. And I just happened to come in on this conversation. I said, oh, yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Danny said the word, right?
Hey, Sheila, we've been talking about this for years. There it is.
The gathering, the women
The
at
gathering
the
of spirits.
Yeah, women at the well.
I do enjoy that.
And in that gathering of spirit, what that makes you is a resourceful person that, you know, we can call Alita up and say, do you know somebody? Yeah, I know, because she's gathered all of these, like I said, assorted nuts together, and she is a wealth of resource,
Okay.
you know, should you need something. And so
That's funny, because my mom used to ask me, where, you know, because oftentimes I would bring them over to her house and whatnot. And so when she would catch me alone, she'll go like, where did you find them?
I know, right?
How did you, who is that? Why are you? But I like diversity, and I always have, you know, because even in the diversity, there is, we have things in common, which brought us together in the first place.
Yes.
So yeah, I appreciate that. You all just helped me come up with something that I can stand in. Yeah.
And now your responsibility is to just fine tune it so that you can state that in 10 words or less.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of my homework.
That's part of your homework.
Yeah. And speaking of homework, next Friday on Purpose and Passion Day, everybody should have it in 10 words or less. I want to hear. That's what I do. And you can also state that in our Elizabeth Visionary Conference in our group, is we want to start building that up and talking to each other offline, you know, and sharing that. But yeah, and I'm gonna call on you. I'm gonna call on you. Yeah, yeah. Good subject. Good subject. Let me see. Who have we not heard from? Thanks, Alita. We got it finally.
After all these years, Sheila, I've been crying in the chair. Sheila,
What am I here? What am I supposed to do? And very quickly, I want to say too, sometimes we don't, you know, as simple as it is, we say, okay, God, what is it that you would have me do? Mary Ann Williamson has a prayer, you know, that every day she awakens and she say, God, what is it that you would have me do? Where would you have me go? What would you have me say, and to who? That simple prayer orders the day. But the first line of it is, what would you have me do? All right. How would you like for me to show up in the world and use what I have and use what you gave me to show up as a perfect representation of who you are?
Yeah. Ooh.
That's
Well, I
it.
learned that when you see me, you see God.
That's it.
Made a whole different so what are people seeing?
Yes.
What does God look like to them through you? When they
Through
see
you, right?
When they hear you, what are they hearing?
Yes.
You know, are you
Absolutely.
representing goodness? Are you representing positive? Are you, or as they say, positiveness?
Yes.
Are they representing love? And are you representing forgiveness? Are you representing, you know, just what are you? Or does God look like hatred and discouragement and all of that? Because we are that, right?
Yes.
And so when we walk around and we sometimes we just forget because we're caught up in life and what happened and why it happened to me and all of that stuff, not realizing and remembering that, you know, on the Matrix, when they threw something at him.
Oh, yes.
You cannot mess with me.
You cannot. Yes.
Because I am. Let me see. Auntie Pam.
That face when Pam smiles, it just lights up her whole face.
I will say this. Can you hear me?
Yes.
That I have recently been freed of all the chains that had me bound. And it just feels wonderful. So I'm talking to God. God is talking to me. We're having this conversation. And that is when God reminds me of what I came here to accomplish. And it's world in union. And so I am in God's presence and I am just feeling wonderful and happy and free. And so God said, so what you came here to do is to bring people to where you are right now. And so one thing that God showed me in reference to Jesus on the cross, my goal is pure love. When Jesus was pierced on the cross, his spirit was not in his body. His spirit was standing next to his body because pure love cannot be pierced. So to bring people to that place where all the damage in the world cannot touch them, that is, even when I think about it and I see it, is just almost overwhelming. And I'm just looking forward to it. It's not like I haven't been doing it, you know, my whole life, I just didn't really know what it was I was doing. But
Mm,
that's what it is. That's what
yeah.
it is.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
when you can see the thread of that. Once it becomes real, you look back and you see, yeah, that is what I've been doing
Mhm.
since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
I've been doing that in different ways. Different opportunities have shown itself, and then you're like, what is it that I always say? I've been saying that all my life. I've always been
Mhm.
asking, always, what do you love to do? What are you excited about? What do you want to do now? That's that event planning in me. And that's
Mhm.
that what is your passion? Wanting to know what turns you on.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness. This is some
And
good
what
stuff.
and what would you do for the rest of your life if you never got paid for it?
Mhm. Mhm.
Never got paid for it.
Right. And event planning is that thing for me.
Yes. Yeah.
And because I'm not going to, I call it slaving, but I'm not going I'm going to remove that word, but I'm not going to just do you. Now I do braid sometimes and do your hair for free. I do that as well. But that's, like I told you before, that's my assignment. And the assignment is not even the braiding. The assignment is what I bring, which is the leadership of the business of creating the space and the opportunity for people to express and experience their passion and get paid. So that I'm like, wow, I've been doing it. And it showed up powerfully for my family, you know, to bring them together so that we can make a living as a family and teach and all of that. I love to teach. I love to share. So Mother Heather Rue, Mama, I know you got something to share.
Greetings, greetings. For me, my passion is to, and I already came up with my 10 words. I did my homework already.
Okay.
Celebrations through movement connecting women or reconnecting women back to their bodies.
Oh,
That's
Ooh.
now
say that one more time. Say that one more time.
My 10. I had 10.
Okay. Okay.
Celebrations through movement connecting women back to their bodies.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tweak that a moment. I celebrate. Say that first. I celebrate. Go from there. That I'm just tweaking those first couple of words. I celebrate
through movement.
Yes. Okay.
And movement connecting women back to their bodies.
Okay. Okay.
Does that I help to embrace it as me and
it helps
to claim it.
Claim it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I said I am a champion. And you say I celebrate movement. Okay. I celebrate. So that meant that it was grounded in you first.
Okay.
So that you can give it to the world.
I got it. I got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And you know, everything after I am is a statement of affirmation. So we have to be mindful of what we say after I am.
Okay. Make the claim first and then share. I just want to share something else that was given to me. We use I'm gonna say this word now, I'm gonna have to pay for it later, but in my household, a friend of mine told me, he said, we are not going to use the word. He said the word try. He said, because, you know, you'll tell somebody, I'll try to make it to your event. I'll try to come here. And he said, if we use that word, it's 10 push-ups. So you'll either have a better dialogue or your arms will look good. Okay.
Right.
But the thing is, he said, we're either going to do something or not do it.
Yeah.
So you can say that I'm interested in coming, you know, but he said, but we need to be definitive, like people that are people that have groups, we're trying to get the kids to, or we're trying to get the women to. No, we're going to encourage women or encourage children, or I'm going to do this. Make it definite that we're, if it's something that you're passionate about, then make the claim that you're going to do it. It can happen whenever. You don't have to put a definitive on that part, but to claim something and make it definitive that you do. So thank you for that, because that put me right back in that place.
And see, so often we don't understand that. Let's claim it and let God do the work. Okay. Let God do the work. Let spirit take control. But no, we want to be in control of it. And then once you begin to do it, and when the pieces start falling into place, you be like, "Whoa, wait a minute, how did that happen?" Because you sat back and let God do the work, and God will guide, and God will speak to you and tell you what your next most appropriate step should be, who to call, and have you ever met somebody and began to talk to them and they did the exact same thing you were looking for, or they could bring the exact same? I'm telling you, state the claim. I decree and I declare that we are going to encourage, we are going to inspire, decree and declare it, and let God do the work.
Yeah, I think it says in the Bible, it says it's yay or nay.
Yes.
All other is evil or something like that. Is that, yeah.
Right.
Mary, is that right, Mary?
Yes.
Yes.
Let it be yay or nay.
Let it be yay or nay. And Yoda says there is no try. There either do or don't do. Period.
Yes.
I just wanted to add that when Miss Mary was talking about being a hooker, I was like, I crochet. And when she talked about those silk sheets, I remember my friend having some, and I sat on her bed and I just slid. But I also do pole dancing. So she's made a statement of everything that I do. So thank you for those words. Help keep me on track, and I love you all. Passion.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
That is awesome.
I've been around for a while, as you all know. I love to say I'm going to be 80 this year because that's a new beginning.
Yes.
Symbolic.
Yeah.
But,
you're entering into a new clan.
What's that again?
In the 70s. You're entering into a new clan. Each decade we have a responsibility to the decades that we left behind. Not left behind, but that we ascended from. So you have been in your 70s and you have done far and beyond. All right. Now you have a new responsibility as you shift over into your 80s, and there is a new gift that you have to give. There is a new lesson that you have to learn. There are new awarenesses and new experiences that you will have because you are crossing over into.
I like that.
A new
my
plan.
umbrella over all that I do, a lot of my people in my circle of friends call me the legacy lady, because I'm really all about, after all this work that I've done, the umbrella over that is legacy. My acronym, because I love books got to be in there somewhere, but I have 3 ministries and a business, so I'm busy. But over all of that, the umbrella is legacy, leaving every generation a chronicle of you. Legacy. And all of those spokes coming out of the umbrella. That's my healing ministry, my widow's ministry, I like what you said, Danny, about my mixed nuts ministry. I call it my wacky women ministry. But over all of that is the legacy. And I just put this little blurb in there. I've been blessed to have my works in the University of Michigan Legacy Library. in here in Ann Arbor, where now, I've been all around back and forth to Detroit, Ann Arbor, Belleville, all out here. And then the Lord blessed me to come all the way back here to Ann Arbor to be like 10 minutes from my legacy work.
Wow.
God could do that.
Oh, come on now. That we are not that smart, Mary, okay?
Oh,
We are just not that smart. That God can create a set of circumstances to place you right where you need to be.
right where I need to, with the man I need to be
With
with.
the man you need to be with. Does he have a brother? Okay. Does he have a cousin or somebody? Okay. I'm telling you, we are leaving, we are hopeful. You give us hope, Mary. You give us hope. But I want to ask you one more time. Tell me what legacy is. It's very valuable.
Okay, leaving every generation a chronicle, which is a story, and we all have one, of you. It's all about you,
That
and your legacy. It's all about you. And I've been blessed, as Sheila knows, I've been blessed twice to be married to wonderful men. I started 18 years ago when my late husband, Reverend Eddie Edwards, died. Saw the importance of leaving a legacy. And I'm so happy to say this, that because of that vision, if you will, for the importance of leaving a legacy, my granddaughter, when she was 8 years old, wrote her first book and had an opportunity to give it personally when she was 8 years old to Michelle Obama.
Wow.
And so on my website, and you all write this down, what's my website? leavesofgoldconsulting.com. And you go on there and you'll see some of my work. And I'm not going to get into what I came here to do today. And thank you so much for the invitation. But when I'm with you girls, you just make me want to talk.
Well, that's why you're here. That's right, to share your wisdom. Yes.
And I love what was said, the question you asked, what would you do for free?
Yes.
I do almost everything I do for free because I love my work so much.
That's it.
And
That's
I
it.
said, but ultimately, this is funny. My goal, I want to be a philanthropist. And my girlfriend said, you're already giving everything away.
I know.
She said, you'll never have anything for yourself. And I said, well, myself once, I love to give.
I love to give.
And
Yes.
so that makes, it just makes, I have reason.
Yeah.
I'm teased that the only reason I go to bed at night is so I can get up in the morning and get going.
And get going. Yes.
That's beautiful. We have two more sisters that we haven't heard from, and that'll probably take us to the top of the hour. And then we'll bid farewell to our social media. And before we do that, just let you know, you can go to elizabethvisionaryconference.org and get your ticket or your link and come on and join us for the rest of us. Mary is going to be sharing more in depth and about what she does and what she's always given away. And and I know she's got some goodies for us. So Juanita, you want to share what your passion is?
Let me see here. I don't know if I got the video on. I'm driving.
Yeah, I see it. We see you.
Okay.
I think you froze though right now.
She's going through a bad area.
And so, since guys, I've been trying to think on what is your passion, Juanita? You do this, you do that, you do the other, you all over the place, girl. And so at the root of it all, I'm always trying to find ways to help others be their best selves. When I'm singing, when I'm producing anything, that involves graphic arts, I want to get the message across on, how this is going to help us be our best, how this helps us overcome, how this helps us to grow in Christ.
So I guess if I was to say what my passion is, love. I guess that's what it boils down to spread love and all that I do.
Okay.
I know. I don't know if I really got to it or not, but that's kind of where I am with thought process since I've been listening to you all.
Okay. So your responsibility is bring all those pieces together so that they fit cohesively into a statement of purpose and passion in 10 words or less.
That's homework.
That's homework.
Okay.
You got
Okay.
1 week to do it, and you can call me or you can call Danny, and we'll
Absolutely.
help you with that. So thank
Yes.
you, Mama.
Okay. Thank
Mama
you.
Bay.
Where Mama Bay go?
Sheila, I need you to mute me back, please.
I will.
Thank you.
Okay, I think she stepped away. So we got a couple of minutes for our Facebook. This has been so delicious.
Yeah.
And-
Oops.
and-
Oops.
and-
Delicious.
Yes. And I tell you, when I just have to, there she is.
There she is.
Mama Yaba, go ahead and share with us. Unmute yourself, babe.
Okay, I want to share with people in general, women in particular, that God is bigger than your fear. My organization is Universal Truth, which means that I'm able to enjoy other people's ways of doing things, and that God is indefinable. You cannot define God. You can't put God in a box. You don't own God, and your definition of God is not the only one. Everybody God has placed on this earth has placed us in different environments, different temperature places. It's all different. So I don't expect a person who, or a group of people who are placed in snow and ice to be like people who were placed in sunshine and free flowing water.
Yes.
So one of the things the Bible teaches us to have understanding. So I like to share that with people. And the vehicle I use is music, all creativity, music, painting, dancing, sewing, crocheting, whatever you have inside of you that you have not done, but you've always wanted to do. I try to help people find out why you locked that inside and how to open it up. So I suppose that's kind of like what I do. And I've been doing it all my life, being the oldest of all these grandchildren that my grandmama them gave birth to, and always had to be the babysitter. You got to come up with something. You can't just sit there and look at them.
Yeah.
So I would utilize their gifts and talents and open the road for them to speak or dance or sing or whatever they do, especially the ones who call themselves shy. And I would share with them that shyness does not exist. It's a state of mind that you created. And so I would like to teach them how to release it. As a matter of fact, I was working with the sister the other night, and looked like everything I said, she cried or she laughed. And she said that you have really released me. And I said, no, I did not release you. You released yourself. I just led you to the door.
Yes.
That's primarily
Mm-hmm.
that to me is why I'm here. And
yes,
if I leave tomorrow, that's what people are going to be saying, because that's what they always say. And I give thanks for that. So that'll be the inspiration. I love to inspire people. Like I told the group the other day, when I sang Motherless Child at the church, I walked in that full African attire. When I sang Motherless Child, it was over. So if you relate to people, relate to them where they are, not where you want to take them, because you don't know where you want to take them. Only God knows that. And we're
that's
the
right.
instrument of his will. And I give thanks for that.
Absolutely. Amen.
You had said something about fear, and I have this picture on my wall of this woman who says, everything I feared has already happened to me, so I fear nothing.
I love it.
Oh, that is beautiful. Well, let me, we're gonna bid farewell to our Facebook and YouTube audience. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to you to go to ElizabethVisionaryConference.org and come and join us in the Zoom, and then you can use that same number all the time. Okay, so everybody wave. We love you, and
Love you.
there we go. Let me see. Mary.
Hey.
So we're going to turn it over to Mary. I think we got everybody that was about what they're passionate about. Yes, we did. That's here. I saw At Peace pop in, but I guess she had to pop back out. So we want to, you know, Mary has to introduce herself. She does so much, and she shared it in what her passion is, what she's done. And so we're going to just let her rip, and she's going to give us some nuggets, and she's going to share some opportunities for us as well.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
you.
you
You know,
so
I love
much.
you.
Thank you. I feel like Mary coming to visit Elizabeth.
Well,
and you know what happened when she visited Elizabeth? The baby leaped in her womb, right? In Elizabeth. And that's really what you know, that's just part. I got a lot of mission statements. And I think that might be a new one just because of you all inviting me to be here. But I'm going to try to get through this. This is a workshop I do that, and it's a lot of fun, but I'm going to cut it back to the time that has been allotted to me. Because it's just such a wonderful opportunity to get some money. And it's, you know, if you like to write, and I always say, you don't have to be a writer to have a story to tell. We all have a story to tell. And so what I'm going to be talking to you about is writing for Chicken Soup for the Soul and getting paid. Anybody haven't heard of Chicken Soup for the Soul? Most people have. It's been around for a while. I've been affiliated with them directly and indirectly since 2002. What is that, 20 years? My goodness, time goes so fast. You know, you only need to have one good idea to become a multimillionaire.
That's it.
And that's what happened with these two guys, Mark Hansen and Jack Canfield. They are Jewish, and they were teachers. And when Jewish kids get sick, you know what their mothers do? They put them in bed and give them chicken soup with a good book. So these two guys had this idea about writing this book. And so they came up with this Chicken Soup for the Soul idea, and their acronym, or well, not acronym, but their theme is 101 positive, practical, and powerful stories about making, well, this one happened to be in right here, if you can see it right here. That's one of their covers. I noticed in recent years, they're changing their covers, but this is one of them. And it says 100, that is always, they want 101 stories for each book. So these are short stories. They only want 300 to 1,200 words, and 300 words is nothing for, you know, and it's a couple paragraphs. And then 1,200 words might be a page and a half, 8.5 by 11 page. But it's just, this happens to be one of the books. I've been in many of their books now, because when I first started in 2002, I had no idea what the rules were. Someone just said, your story, and I have an incredible story, which I won't have time to give now. But they told me, said, your story needs to be in the Chicken Soup for the Soul, because they're looking for books written by and about African-American women. I had none of the rules. I didn't even have a computer in 2002. I had none of the rules, but I just said, I'm going to send them my story. And it was called, Excuse Me, Who's Just Another Negative Welfare Statistic. That was my story. And so I typed it on a typewriter. I mailed it in to them through the US mail, and they called me on the telephone. Well, I'm here to tell you, they don't do nothing like that anymore. That was 20 years ago. So I sent my story in. It was only 567 words. And I didn't know no one gave me any rules. I didn't know what the rules were. I had an address and I sent them the story. Well, they called me up and they wanted to do my story. They wanted permission to do my story. And it was in their book, Chicken Soup for the first book. This is their second one. By the way, what happened with them is when they sent their first book in, Canfield and Hanson, they became #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list. And they said, oh, they knew they were on to something. So they did a second book and it was called A Second Helping. And now the last time I looked, they had over 300 books. Whatever it is you like to do, they got a book for you. They even have the writers, Chicken Soup for the Writer's Soul. But I'm gonna tell you, when I sent my story in, they called me on the phone and I said, yes, of course. I gave them permission, written permission to write my story in their book, Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. That was the title of that book. And so then when they asked me if I would be a judge, I thought, wow, sure, I'll be a judge for this book because I had a writers guild that I started in 1999. It's still going on. It's the called and ready writers.org. You can see that online. And so I thought, boy, I'm going to get me lots of writers in Michigan to be a part of my guild. Well, when I got all these stories to judge, it was about 400 stories that I had to judge for that book. And as I'm reading these manuscripts or these stories, I'm thinking, boy, if I just knew this person, and I'm an editor too, by the way. I have 15 of my own books and I've edited hundreds of others. So if you got a book in you, come to me, I can help you. Anyway, that's another part of what I do. But when I'm reading these manuscripts, I'm thinking, boy, if I knew this person and I didn't know who they were, where they were from all I knew was this is their story. So, but I'm thinking, God, if I just knew this person, I could tell them, make paragraph 3, paragraph 1, and at least you'll get looked at because you've got to grab their attention right away. And they get so many stories, they get thousands of stories. I had no idea when I sent my first story in that they had 5,000 entries and they only choose 101. And so I know what to text, but I didn't know how to tell the people, what to do with their story. So that's when I started doing how to write for Chicken Soup for the Soul workshops and let people know how to get their attention. And so that has been very successful. That's what I'm doing part of that right now. It's so interesting because back in 2002, they didn't want anything spiritual. They wanted just, and have to be true stories. And so I noticed down through the years though, that they want story about heaven, angels, miracles. I'm in all those books and some of my writers are too. So what I do is I critique the stories before. I'm the silent partner. I critique stories before they go to Chicken Soup. That way, at least I know they will get looked at. And I have had some tremendous stories of successful, how people have gotten into Chicken Soup for the Soul. So what I do when I work with those who are interested, I send them some samples of winning stories so they can get a feel for what they're looking for. And one of my most successful stories, you all might have seen this it made national TV, got on national television. This young lady had a boyfriend who had a soprano voice. Men don't usually have soprano voices. And he was embarrassed, but he could sing. And he would go around and he would sing, but he wouldn't sing in public. He'd just sing around her. So what she did, she tricked him to get on America's Got Talent. And it's a longer story than I have time to tell, but she tricked him to get him on there, and he won. And so, but he tricked her back, and he proposed on national television right there on America's Got Talent. You can actually Google that and see it. The interesting part of this is I didn't know her, but a friend of mine, it was her niece, told me the story. And I knew that Chicken Soup for the Soul was looking for stories for their dating book. So what happened is I communicated with her. She told me her story. And I don't do a lot of ghostwriting, but this was a little, I helped her write the story because there wasn't a lot to do. She just told me the story and I helped her write it. Anyway, as a result of that, they got their whole wedding and honeymoon paid for by people who saw that. And then I never saw this. I never saw that happen. This is what blessed me. One day I'm just Googling, just surfing the internet, and I see this, it said five voices that shocked America's Got Talent. And I said, that sounds like that guy that did what he did and won. And I clicked on it, and there he was. And I had a chance to see that whole episode. And that made me feel so good because I was able to contribute to their life. And to this day, I haven't really met them personally, but that's one of the stories that I sent out. I often get a chance to name my writer's stories. And so I named that one Lights, Camera, Action. And so, and that's gone all over. And you know, the other thing about this is you can become a published writer, and you don't lose your copyrights. You know, you don't lose your rights to your story, and they pay you $200 for your story if they like it. 10 free copies of the books, and now they sell for $14.95. And you can buy 50. You can buy as many of the books that you want that your story is in for a 50% discount. So girls, we're talking about a little supplemental income here. And it's so many of thank you, I see you put it up there. The Call and Ready Writers.org is my Writers Guild. And I have one of my writers, all she does, she hasn't even written a whole book. She said, I just like getting these $200 checks. So she just writes short stories. And so I work with you. You write, you tell me your story, and you download it to me on the computer. I look it over, I make suggestions, corrections, and I send it back. And then you review it and you send it in. I'm your hidden partner. I'm in the background helping you get attention. And I'm telling you, these stories go all over the world. My late husband and I, Reverend Edwards and I, were down in Barbados when my first story was getting ready to come out back in 2002. And we were speaking down there, and I said, I'm going to be in the Chicken Soup for the Soul book, you know. And so the little girl came up afterwards, and she had her little book in her hand, and she said, I love Chicken Soup for the Soul. And she had her Chicken Soup for the Cat Lover's Soul in her way down there in Barbados. And one of the things about Chicken Soup for the Soul, they love dog and cat stories. Now, maybe you're an animal lover. I'm not particularly an animal lover, but they do one of those books every year. And so some of their topics, I'm going to read them to you, but I can also email them to you. I'll give you my email address. And if you want me to send you more information on these topics, I can email them to you. My email address is leaves, like the leaves on a tree, leaves of gold, G-O-L-D, dot, don't forget the dot, LLC at gmail.com. Leaves of gold, dot, LLC at gmail.com. I guess we can put it up on the screen if you need to. But these are the topics here right now, and they're constantly changing, and they have deadlines, and they're very strict on their deadlines. So I'm going to give you these deadlines. They want cat stories and dog stories. And if you just need some thought starters, I can send you some of those, but they have dog and cat stories. And they want, those are due actually by May 30th. I'm looking at the calendar, that's 10 days from now. Then they want, this is another topic, crazy, eccentric, wacky, lovable, fun families. So maybe you got one of those. That's due May 30th also. Then they want just plain funny stories. You might have a funny story, June 30th deadline. I like this. I bet you all will love this one. The advice that changed my life. The advice that changed my life, July 31st. And then you'll like this one, the power of positive thinking. I know you'll like that. You all got a lot to say about that, I can tell. July 31st. And then the impact of a chicken soup for the soul story on me. The impact, you know, you read something in one of the chicken soup books, and I get feedback all the time from my stories, and I'm blessed to be able to share that worldwide. The impact, and so if there's a story in the book that, have any of you ever read any of the chicken soup books? Okay, good, good. They're good books. And then they want, that's due, the impact of a chicken soup story on me, August the 30th. And then here's another one. Oh my goodness, this is due today. It's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and New Year's. And actually the deadline for that is today, the 20th. And they're pretty strict about deadlines. I've known, if I've had the experience that if they get too many stories for a particular category, they'll actually cut it off, cut it short. Very seldom do they extend the deadline, but they do. And I've seen that happen. It happened with that story of, about the guy that proposed to his girlfriend on national TV. They had closed that deadline, but they opened it up because I told them I had that story to tell. And so they made an exception, but I seldom know them to do that. Now, here's another one I know you'll like, and I think that might be it for topics. How stepping outside my comfort zone changed me. How stepping outside my comfort zone changed me. And for all of these, I have some thought starters, and I'm sure that I've touched something here that you might be interested in. Now, let me share this with you. Somebody may want to do this. Personally, I thought, no, I don't want to go that route. If you have an idea, and I think you all might want to pursue this, maybe even a couple of you together or whatever. But if you have an idea for a story, a topic that they have not considered already, and you do a pitch on that, you can become what's called a co-author. Like this particular book here, it says Jack Canfield and Mark Henson and Amy Newmark. She had a topic that they had not considered. And so every time one of these books is sold, she gets a royalty. Now, if everybody else in the book, they got $200 for one time. But if you have an idea, and I have a feeling somebody might be interested in that, doing that, I was going to do it for my widow's ministry. I'm watching the time here. I was going to do it for my widow's ministry, but someone on the inside told me that she's a co-author of one of these books, and she said she would never do it again. And the reason being, you have to put up front your own money and find all the people to be a co-author. You have to have an upfront investment. And then you got to find the people. And because I have a lot going on, I didn't have that kind of time, but it's worth it if that's something that appeals to you. So I didn't do that. Now, let me tell you what I'm really excited about. Is
Mary?
Yes.
You can take us all the way out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not rushed.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I want to show you this one here. This is a prize that I'm not in this book, but it's called I'm speaking now. Black women share their truth in 101 stories of love, courage, and hope. This one right here. And I'm very happy to say that I have 3 writers in this book. I even submitted something, but I don't think it was Black enough. They wanted really, really Black experience stories. And I submitted one, but I just did it because I already had it written. And I thought, oh, let me send this in. I'm sending other people's in. Let me send mine in. So I have 2 of my writers in this book. And one is Terry Redwine, and her story is called Have You Ever Wished You Were White? And I knew that. I changed the title. She had another title, but I'm really good at coming up with titles because I used to be a newspaper reporter and also worked for the Michigan Chronicle for 15 years. Maybe some of you are familiar with the Michigan Chronicle, but the titles are what grabs their attention. And so when Terry's roommate in college was white, and she asked her, have you ever wished you were white? And that was in her story, but it wasn't her title. I grabbed that out and I knew it was a winner. And so it was. They notified, she got a permission to use almost immediately. And then the other one in there is L.A. Jefferson. She's one of my writers. All these are my writers. L.A. Jefferson, her story is called Sisterhood. And she was a Delta. And when she joined me, she wanted to make some connections, but she seemed like she wasn't making the kind of connections she wanted to make it until she became a widow. And I have a widow's ministry too, y'all. Anyway, she was in my widow's ministry and my Writers Guild, but she wrote her story about how the Deltas came, and when she became a widow, how they surrounded her with so much love. And her story is in this book, L.A. Jefferson, La Chemaine, but she calls herself L.A. Jefferson. And then what really blew my mind is I had I'm also called a midwife because these are my babies. I just love them. And when my writers, I just feel like grandma when they give birth to their babies. Oh, I get excited just talking about it. I've been a mother. By the way, my story in Chicken Soup for the Soul, if you're interested, I'll send it to you. I was a mother at 13, so I'm a great-great-grandmother now. And so what caught I'm going to come back to this, but what caught their attention in that first book back in 2002 is my opening sentence was, "Are you pregnant?" asked my 8th grade teacher. Now, they want to know, what did she say? And that was 20 years ago, when I wrote that story. That's not when it happened, but that was 20 years ago. And so, and I found that people will read headlines to determine whether or not they're going to read the story. So you have to have headlines that really capture their attention, and it has to be true stories. And they 300 to 1,200 words. And what else is they like conversation. He said, I said, they said, we said. They like conversation. And if you're interested and you want to do this, I send you, other winning stories. But back to this book. When I met Dr. Hale, I call him my crown prince. First time I came from Detroit to visit him here in Ann Arbor, he had this book. This book just came out this year, and it's taken from our vice president's slogan. She always says, "I'm speaking now." You probably heard her. Maybe our vice president Brown. Not Brown? That's our judge. Somebody tell me, my senior moment clicked in. Our vice president of the United States.
Harris, Kamala Harris.
Harris, yes. That was. They took this from what she says all the time. I'm speaking now. So anyway, when I came here to Ann Arbor to visit my husband now, he had this book on his coffee table. And I'm saying, where did you get this book from? And he said, my daughter is in this book. I said, your daughter? And he said, yes. And so Nicolette Branch is his daughter. And she wrote about her grandmother being a midwife. And I hadn't even met her. But here we had this divine, I call it holy hookup. connections right here. So this is a wonderful book. I have a few copies. If anybody's interested, they usually sell for $14.95. I'm selling it for $12 and I'll mail it to you. I have a few here at home. But this is a wonderful book. I feel really good about it because people ask, I have 15 books. I'm not trying to get published. I'm my own publisher. And my books are in the University of Michigan Legacy Library because I don't want anybody changing anything. I want it just the way I wrote it in my own voice. So I'm not trying to be, I am published. I'm my own publisher. I teach self-publishing. And so my books, and then I did one, let me see here. Where is that book? I got one, I'll find it. I got it around here. I did an anthology, and this is what I really, really feel good about. It's called, oh, here it is. Excuse me, just 1 minute. I got my pants on. If you know what I mean. You mamas are like this. This is anthology right here. If you can see it, whatever happened to mamas. And so I wrote this, and I have about 46 writers that wrote in this book about their mamas. You know, it's hard to find that big mama that we used to all have. Some of you had. And so I feel good about this. All my books are on Amazon and in Barnes and Nobles. But I want to stop for a moment and ask if you have any questions.
Mary, the books that you wrote now, would they be looking for Mary Edwards?
On Amazon, the name of the book, the title.
The name of the book. But
yes.
if they, forgot the name of the book and wanted to see all your books, it would be up under Edwards, right?
Yes, Mary Edwards, right, on Amazon. And so, I feel so good. Thank you for letting me come and talk to you all. This is, you can tell this is my passion, Danny. I just, when my assignment is working with widows. I've had a widows ministry for 18 years, and I keep trying to find someone to take it over, and nobody really wants it, In fact, some of
I don't want it.
Say, I don't even want to be.
I don't want to be a widow right now. Okay.
I know, but I have widows in there. I mean, I have women in there that are not widows, but they're mentors for widows. And, they like me. Now I'm married, but I'm still. But this is what ministry. And God always blesses me with my replay because I start stuff. I start good stuff. And so I start a lot of ministries, but I always find someone to take it over so I can move on and start something else. But with my widows, the Lord won't let me let it go. So I'm called a midwife, for my writers. I've been a mother since I was 13, and so I've been around for a while, and I'm going to be around for a while longer. But yes, Sheila, Leaves of Gold, consulting.com. I'm a book coach, an editor, a publisher, and an author. And then I have a healing ministry. Looking at the time here. Back to chicken soup. Anybody have any more? I really want you all to do this. It's easy money. It is.
I do. I see your passion. Truly, I see your passion. And I'm claiming one of those books because it will add to my collection. Okay.
I got one too.
I couldn't bring them all to the screen, Mary, but I want to claim one of the ones that you have. I'll send you my money to add to my collection because I am a chicken soup, and I do believe. I don't know if you were. I took the workshop years ago. The chicken soup for the soul years ago. It was in Troy, Michigan. And I don't know, I can't remember that far back who was facilitating it, but I was there because this is one of my favorites.
I just love it. Give me. I got a collection like that too, but I can't show it to you. But But they have it, and I'm sure whatever you like to do, they got something for you.
Oh, yes.
And my
Yes.
experiences with them have been so rich. And now let me also tell you this, that sometimes the stories come out right away, and sometimes they have to wait until they get enough that they feel good about releasing their book. But when I had chicken soup, not mine, but some of my writers, chicken soup for the twin soul. I don't know, Danny, if you got that one or not.
I don't have that one. I got the woman's soul and the Christian soul and the
chicken soup. Oh, do you have the
all
one
the
there?
different helpings, the
Oh,
fifth,
yeah.
sixth, seventh helping. Oh yeah. I'm a chicken soup for the soul fanatic, baby.
Well, it's time for you to get some money for that.
You know what? I'll be sending you something. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
because I'm telling you, this is an opportunity. And I'm gonna tell you, they also, I'm so glad I remember this. They take poems too. They like poems.
Oh, awesome.
And but they have to be true. You know, your story has to be true. They don't want eulogies, and but I tell you, this is what I was about to say. Men, if you know any men that have stories, and Sheila, your husband, I'm sure he's got a story he could tell. And they almost every time I send a man's story in, or they send it in, and I'm kind of like the silent partner, it always gets published. They don't get enough men. We tell it all, but they kind of hold back. I can't even get my husband to write one, and he's a kind, he's a kind man. And they always have stories about kindness. I can't get him to write it. But anyway, what I'm saying is this is a wonderful, easy opportunity. And you become a published writer.
Yeah.
And it looks good on your resume. I have I don't even know how many stories I've written. I'm looking at some of these other titles for the writer's soul. But if you go on chicken soup, if you put in the Google up there, chicken soup, books, topics, or whatever, you can, last time I looked, which was a while back, they had over 300 titles. But it started with one book.
One book.
And when that book that I was in came out, and they had the book release party in LA, and I had a chance to go there and watching the time here. Sheila will let me know if I get carried away here. But I went to LA when they had the release for the chicken soup for the African-American soul. The second one that they did was for the woman. Danny, do you have those?
Yes, ma'am.
Both of them? Okay, well, the one I'm in there on that one, that chicken soup for the African American soul.
Okay,
it's called Excuse Me, Who's Just Another Negative Welfare Statistic.
All right.
I see one of my other retirees just clicked on here. Hi, Pam. Anyway, I wanted just to say, if you have any other questions, let me know, because I could go on and on. But I have a few of these books, and I have they're wonderful stories about Big Mama, and I'm happy. I have volume 2. This was so successful. This is volume 1, and I did it with Wanda Burnside. She's now the president of the Call and Ready Writers. See, what I do is I start ministries and I turn them up. God always sends me my replacement. And I move on to something else, because I always got something else on my mind. I got something else on my mind, Sheila, I want to share with you and Danny too. But anyway, I never run out of ideas. I have more ideas than I have time. I'm sure you all can relate to that.
Awesome.
Mary, this is kind of off topic, but what is that? Is the wording on the wall behind you? I see letters.
That's my name.
Oh, okay.
Mary. I have a slant. I have a beautiful home office because I spend so much time here. I got to feel comfortable. And my husband doesn't like air conditioning, so I got a fan here behind me. You have to make some adjustments, but that's my name. When I had my 40th anniversary in ministry, my doctorate is actually honorary. for work that I've done, you know, all down through the years. I'm a community activist, and Sheila, you were at Reverend Edwards retired. You and your husband were our special guests. And in '02, but we developed a neighborhood on the east side of Detroit called Ravendale.
Mhm.
If any of you ever heard of it?
Yes.
But that's our quote claim to fame, you know, but books is my passion. But we started off back in 1980. And so did a lot of work there and developing neighborhoods. Now, let me mention this, and a young lady was on here, I don't see her now, mentioned, I don't see her. Oh, there she is. Is it Deetra
Yes.
Covington? She mentioned something about, did you mention anything about mental health?
Yes, exactly. Yes, I'm part of a counseling. I mean, I'm with my husband and we have a counseling practice.
Listen closely.
Okay.
I think I mentioned this to you all. You know, I'm transparent. I don't have no secrets. I done told it all in my autobiography. Is
Me
Born
too.
Grown. Born Grown. I told it all. I don't have nothing to hide, nothing to prove, nothing to be ashamed of. It's all out there.
That's right.
But this is what I want you all to listen to this, because I know, especially those of you that work with a lot of people. Light University. Has anyone heard of Light University?
Mm-mm.
lightuniversity.com. Look it up, write this down. I have a healing ministry, and because of a tragedy that happened in my family last November, I think I came on here and told you all this. There was in Wisconsin, someone drove through a Thanksgiving Day parade
Mhm.
with their SUV and ran down, killed 8 grandmas. That was my grandson.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Sorry to say. But what it did, when I saw that, I saw it on television. Nobody called to tell me.
Oh.
And I saw it on television. And I said to Dr. Kell, my husband, I said, God's gonna get, I said, that's my grandson. A spirit of calmness just came all over me. Instead of me just fainting, a spirit, and God spoke and he said, some good is gonna come out of this. I'm gonna get some glory out of this. And so what I did is I added on, oh, Sheila, I've gone into something else. I hope that's all right. I'm talking about this other situation. But what I want you all to do, if you're interested in this, is Mental Health Awareness Month right now that we're in. And if you go on lightuniversity.com, and if you are in a position where you can touch group of people, I got a scholarship from them to be a mental health coach.
Oh, okay.
Go on there, check it out, because I'm in the process now of doing online. You do this online, and it is so rich. And they need you. They need us. They need, now listen here. I know I'm Canadian by birth, but I have dual citizenship. I'm mostly in the United States, but they need women and men of color on there.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm loving this teaching. I'm loving it. I need that. We need that as a people. I need it for my family. And so on my board of directors, I have a doctor that wants to start a mental health clinic in the Ravendale community. So we're getting people ready and trained to be a part of that. And so pray for me, those of you that pray, pray, because on the 23rd, that's Monday, University of Michigan has contacted me and want me to be they have a bipolar research center up here where I am in
Wow.
And so pray, because I don't know how this conversation is going to go, but I know God put me here for such a time as this.
Mhm.
But you all go on there, and they gave me a $3,000 scholarship so fast. I couldn't believe it when they just read my background and saw what had happened in my family. And it's so rich. I'm learning so much, and we need this, and they need us. They need us because it's highly respected. I have people in my life that didn't tell me about this the way I'm telling you. Go on there, get and tell them what you want to do. They're looking for 750 churches or ministries, and they want 7,500 coaches, 7,500 coaches.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So go on there, get your story together. If you want me to read it over for you, I'll read it over for you.
Okay, okay.
And, let's be coaches. If we ever needed coaches, we need them in Detroit. I don't know where you all live, but
Yeah.
We do.
We need, and my family is in desperate need. I mean, I have generational bad stuff, but somebody, you know, I'm the ram in the bush here, because somebody's got to help those who can't help themselves. And I'm telling you, I'm doing these lessons and I'm just crying through the whole thing because different people keep popping in my head that I know need this. And regrettably, I have a family of mental ill people. I'm thanking God that I'm not. Sometimes I wonder, but I've been tested.
Thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh.
Because my family make me want to throw up my hands. What do you say? Anyway, we need this. I didn't tend to talk about this, but thank you for the time. Any questions? Oh, listen, one thing I forgot, and I do this because I need it. I do charge a $35 fee to read and edit your story because I need it. I got 3 ministries I'm trying to support. Me and my husband is saying, he just, whatever I want to do is all right with him. So most of my money is going to take care of the widows and the writers and everybody else because it's what I love to do, Danny. I love to do what I'm doing.
Yes.
I don't get anything personal, you know, if I get out of this. All my needs are met. I've been around here a long time to get my needs met.
Absolutely.
You know, I don't need anything, but people I know do. So if you want me to help you, I'm here to help you. I also edit books. I've edited literally hundreds of books. Sheila, I edited your braid book long time ago.
Yes, you did.
So, I'm here for you. I want to be a part of what you're doing.
Awesome.
But go on that website and you'll see that they really need us. They need us. And I understand that the National DETRA, I don't know if you're familiar with NAMI, NAMI, National Association for Mental Illness.
Yes, I'm familiar.
Okay, I understand that they are the least funded one of their in Detroit. Of all of their chapters, the one in Detroit is the least funded. So we need this mental health in here in Detroit. And you know, I know NAMI means well, but they've been trying to recruit me out here in Washtenaw County, and I'm saying, no, my heart is in Detroit.
Yeah.
I want to help in Detroit. And you know, out of their own mouth, they told me they have been painfully white for too long.
Wow.
I've been told this twice by people in high places. And apparently that everybody's talking about it because they didn't try to hide it. 2 different people told me this. And so I tried to years ago, went to one of their conferences out in Washington area. And it was their annual conference. It had to be a couple hundred people there. And there were 2 African Americans, and I was one of them.
Wow.
This is their national conference. So we need this in Detroit. We need it. And so hop onto that and see what happens. But if you are in a position where you can gather, you know, groups of people and become a mental health coach. Now, it's a lot of work.
Yes.
You know, but it's worth it.
Exactly. Especially when you love doing something, it's not hard, you know.
No, and you know, I need this, you know, it's not just, you know, for everybody else. I need it in my immediate family. And, you know, unfortunately, if this had not happened with my grandson, I probably would not have expanded my healing ministry. I was dealing with physical illnesses, you know, and what have you. But then I realized, you know, it's the brain that causes these physical challenges.
That's
So
true.
it starts in the head. So let's get on it and do what we need to do to make a difference. And so this is where I am with this. And I'm just, you know, and then my granddaughter, see, this is what I'm talking about, generational stuff. 15 years old has been suicidal. This has happened. And so she's in and out of hospital now. And so my hands are full, you know, but my number one priority right now is helping people with mental illnesses.
Yes.
It's important, truly.
I'm done, I think, unless you all have some questions. Oh,
Well,
got my email address, you got my, go online, and all my writers are on Amazon or in Barnes and Nobles, and some of them, and I promote them all. In fact, these two, Pamela Osborne, I have to tell you about Pamela Osborne, Sheila. She's written about 10 books. She's a retired attorney. And she used to
wow.
tell me when I retired, I'm going to write my books. Well, she did exactly that when she retired, and she's got 10
You got the
books. A lot
right.
of my writers have multiple books, and Barbara's one of my writers. I sent the notice out, but a lot of my writers are still working, and 8 o'clock is not the best time for them. I'm glad this is recorded.
Yes.
One person I really wanted to come on here, and I hope she'll listen to it, the recording. Thank you for putting Light University on the screen there for people to see. Zanti is in Cape Town, South Africa. And I told her about being on here, but it's like 1:30 in the morning there. But I'm glad this is recorded. But anyway, I'm done.
Well, you know what, Mary, I was, ever since my mom and my aunt passed, I realized that each of us, 6 children, my older brother passed years ago, but the 5 of us, all of us had a different relationship with my mom, of course, you know, and we all had our own private time, and we all had things that she told us. And I said, you know, one day we should just write a book about, I don't know what the title is, but, you know, about each of us saying what our relationship with mama, you know, and and this will be perfect because we don't have to write a long, we can just start with just a little short story about our individual relationships with mom, and those private times that we had, you know, when we were, where, you know, she said something to each of us individually that helped us, brought something out, and probably made us mad sometimes, but you know, each of us had our own relationship, as with everybody, you know, you have your own relationships with that person. And where I know in life, you may have a, you know, agitation with a person, and then another person come and you want to say something because they just irritated you, and then the other person will say, I love when she does that. You're like, you know. So yeah. So thank you so much, Mary. You've been this is so informative, and thank you, Danny, for bringing that word to my girl Alita.
Yes.
Who now has put put words to what she does. Thank you to everybody. Marva for coming and sharing, even though she would like to be in bed, now she gets to go back to bed. And Pamela, we're just meeting you. If you want to put your video on right quick so that we can see who you are. And Deetra, everybody. Juanita is a dynamic vocalist. She's yeah, oh my God. Hi.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Miss Osborne. And you are from Bethel.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
Well,
here's Ava still in bed.
yeah, I was gonna say, Marva, you don't, you
I
look
love
pretty
it.
chilled out.
I love it.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Yeah, before we leave, I'm going to share a song with you. Mama Yaba, she was asking me, was I going to play something? But I see she's gone. But I do want to play this. It's called, what is it called?
Thank you, Sheila.
It's called We Are, I Am. And I think it'll be real appropriate. Anyone else want to share?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say thank you. I couldn't get to my phone soon enough to thank you for those kind words about me. And thank you, Mama Mary. I would say thank you all. God bless you. I'm looking forward to hearing your song now. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. This has just been so fulfilling in my heart, to be able to do this. And I'm gonna tell you, Mary, and those who have people, because Nawili's people are in California, so at 8 o'clock, it's 5 o'clock there. And so it's been in my mind, not immediately, that we would have an evening show, that those who, early morning, and then those that are in the later and in evening, it don't have to be the same people. So we have another group of people, sisters, who would like to do that in the evening so that everybody can get on and be part of the Elizabeth, because we are Elizabeths, whether we're operating in that or not. And our job, our get to do, is to encourage those who are not operating from being pregnant. They don't understand it. They don't know what their passion is. They don't know what their purpose is in life. And they get to sit in the midst of pregnant, like popping, like Mary said, you remind me of myself. And I was ordained as a, not an evangelist, but you see, there's the evangelist, the prophet, not prophet. What's the other one that opens up churches and
Apostle.
An apostle?
That's how they identify me.
Yes, right. We set up stuff, and then something else is coming in as we're giving out and setting up. And now you take over that. And then I go, and there's some more stuff that is downloading all the time. And many of us are like that, or any of the operations. And it doesn't have to be like in the church. It is the calling is the calling.
Yes.
It is the calling. So this is your time. I'm going to get set up the music and stuff, and this will take us on out. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you. And you want to say something while I'm setting up?
I just
Danny?
give thanks.
Yeah.
I just give thanks. Just a little bit of thanks. You don't have to everything doesn't have to always be grand. Sometimes just a little bit is enough. So I just want to give a little bit of thanks to Mother Mary Edwards and what she brought to this experience today. Her wisdom, her beauty, her williness to share,
her excitement,
her excitement.
Bubbling over.
I just want to give just a little bit of thanks, because just a little bit is more than enough. And when you have enough, you have plenty. So thank you.
Thank you, too.
What happened?
Can you see?
We can see. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I got to do this real quick. Okay.
We can't hear the music.
Oh, you know what? Because I got it in my ear.
Ooh-wee.
The pictures are gorgeous.
They are.
Oh my God.
All right. All righty. I took that out. Good, because I got lost and I didn't start it on time. And so we're gonna go back to the beginning. I think you're gonna enjoy this. And here we go.
Chosen generation, a royal priesthood. We are kings and queens of nations, certain of our own destination. We are a peculiar people, wearing peculiar hairstyles. We are a people of purpose, leaving a legacy of divine urgency. We are sent by the divine, and we've come to revolutionize your mind.
Oh, penetrating.
Good.
Awesome.
That was all right.
Beautiful.
Thank you. That was me on vocal,
Mhm.
Yeah.
all the parts, and my husband, all the music. That's,
Where did you get all those pictures? How long did it take you to get those
Oh,
pictures?
yeah,
Forever.
I had to search through, make sure what goes with this one, and yeah.
Ooh, well
Excellent.
done. Well
Yeah, I'd like to
done.
have a copy of that, Sheila.
Yeah.
Yes, how do we get that? You know, I love it.
I told my husband yesterday, I said, people are asking for the music, okay? So we got to, do everything that we need to do.
It sounds and looks like it's done. Oh, you talking about your copyrights and all that?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, the music. But last Friday, I did all of our songs, and so it is recorded on that. I did not, I stopped at 9 o'clock and recorded again because we didn't want it out there yet. So all the songs are on there, and that is in the mix of them. Matter of fact, that's the first song, is that, and we had written 7 songs during the COVID shutdown, and then matter of fact, and we just did another one that I shared the other day, I think yesterday or the day before. That is called No Matter Where You Are, I'll Find You. And that is about you all. We come here in groups, right? We come here in groups. We've already chosen each other before. We didn't know what each other was going to look like, and we met, some of us, we met long time ago, went on about our life and stuff, and then here we are again. So no matter where you are, if you're sitting on the moon, I will find you. I'll find you as a baby. I'll find you as whatever you look like then. I'll find you. No matter where you are, I'll find you.
Yes, it's the God in us.
Yeah.
Connecting with the God in each of us. Yes.
Exactly. So be good to everybody, because you don't know when you might show up and say, my name is, and you've mistreated that person a long time ago.
Ooh-wee.
But then you still have time to complete that and make it better, make it right, and correct that, right?
Thank God.
I simply love you all.
Love you too.
Part of my passion, and to make me feel good every day about what I'm doing. Ashe.
Thank you. Ashe.
And I'm super glad that Alita has, now you got a name, you got to write 10 words. That's our homework.
Right.
Write it in 2 words. Now, Mama has a rule. Now you have 12 words, because you had to put the I. But the teacher told you to add that. So I think you're okay with the 12 words.
I fixed it. I'm sticking to the guideline. You're not gonna get me in trouble.
I had to change. I create the space and opportunities for people to share and express their full self-expression. I had to take those words out when I learned about the 10 and just use passion. So when I said it this time, I just used their passion.
Yes.
But how it was given to me was one way. And the other thing was that, and get paid, this marketing person said, you can't put that on there. I said, that's how God gave it to me. That's his business. That's her business to take care of the and get paid. That's not my part. I'm just putting it together, and then we all help to create what that is. The community,
Yes.
Not just me and not just that person, but the community can help make it happen. I love you.
Love you.
Have a blessed weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you all
too.
so much.
All of
Thank you
you.
all so much for being present. Appreciate
And for
it.
those who
Yes.
are new, we do this Monday through Friday, and we have a different set of sisters that lead and guide us into this. And we will have you back again, Mary, to speak more, all of you. We're here, obviously. And I think, let me look at this right here. See, we started this in April, the last week in April. So that's 1, 2, 3. This is our 4th week, sisters.
Wow.
It's been a month.
Amen.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we still keep coming back for more.
Yes. Yes. It's rich. It's rich.
It tastes good. Go ahead, wipe your mouth,
Mhm.
Danny. Go on, wipe your mouth.
Girl, come on now.
I got my lick in my lips.
I know. Mhm.
All right.